Super Smash Bros. Is a series I've grown up with like many others. I've never played Smash 64 or Melee, simply because I wasn't even born during the Nintendo 64 days, and by the time my brain was capable of playing video games, it was the peak times of the Wii. Meaning my first Smash game was Brawl at around 7 or 8 years old or something, I don't know, too mathematical. Honestly, Brawl is probably the best game to bring a kid into the series. I know it's apparently not great competitive wise, but as a casual experience playing with a group of friends, it was awesome. It's the only Smash game that has a proper story mode filled with cutscenes of characters interacting with each other that you'll never see interact anywhere else, and a bunch of cool bosses, etc. It was amazing. At least as a kid. I've not actually played that ever since, so I can't exactly say if it holds up today, but I still hear praise to at least the good aspects of Brawl, so I definitely want to replay it again sometime soon. To be fair, it's also the game that Sonic joined Smash, which was perfect for me as a kid, as I was literally like the Sonic kid of school. I'm not really proud to say that, but...
Oh yeah, feels like mother... Take cover! Not today!
Yeah, I thought this was pretty tough at 12 years old. Subscribe to the channel, and once we make it to 100 million subscribers, I'll public all my old videos. Anyway, this isn't meant to be a video about Brawl. I just wanted to give all my brief history with Smash Bros, even though nobody really cares. I had never got into Smash Bros or any game really competitively because, well, I never knew tournaments for video games even existed most of the time growing up, which I'm surprised it took me so long to find out given how much time I wasted watching YouTube videos. Surely at some point a tournament highlight video or something would have shown up on my algorithm. Well, pretty sure it was just filled with Sonic AMVs and SML videos. Back in 2019, not long after Smash Ultimate released, I was around 15 years old and I wanted to become the best out of all my friends so bad. I watched videos on how to play where I found out for the first time how competitive players would somehow stay like close to the ground while moving crazy fast. Basically all you had to do is slightly press the jump button, and maybe it's because of my impulsive brain unable to control myself from mashing the buttons as hard as possible during fast-paced gameplay, but this felt like something I'd never get the hang of. To be fair, I'm sure a major reason I felt this way was because I used Joy-Cons at the time. Wouldn't be till years later I'd find out they're literally the worst controller you can use for Smash Ultimate. Nonetheless, now it feels a lot more natural to me. It did take me a good while to get it down, although I do still have a bad habit of like jumping high when I'm panicking. Wasn't until more recent times when I played with the Pro controller before I got the Gamecube. I found out from a random guy on YouTube you could set 2 jump buttons to do a short hop by pressing both of them at the same time. Would have been nice for the game to tell you this somewhere or in some sort of way. Not that it matters much to me. I have changed to the 1 button input like now, as it just feels better now that I have a Gamecube controller, but you never know. Hopefully this info will help someone watching out there that uses a Pro controller. Speaking of Gamecube controllers, they're essentially your best option for Smash Bros. I know this has been common knowledge ever since Melee, but I assume this was only because of the Gamecube controller's layout looking like it was literally made for Smash Bros due to the less but bigger buttons with the massive A for your main attacks. And I thought by the time I got to Smash Ultimate, it would just be one of the many controller options you could choose from with no other like advantages to using it. But it turns out using an official Gamecube controller with Nintendo's official Gamecube adapter, you'll have the most responsive gameplay experience with the least amount of input lag possible, which makes a big difference in any competitive game really. But then there's the issue of trying to find good quality official Gamecube controllers and an adapter for a decent price, as it's been roughly 8 years since this stuff all came out, so at first it didn't seem so bad. I managed to find this one at a local keg store, or I'm not even saying the actual name, like come on. The controller from the outside looked fine itself at first glance, but there was something about it that felt like it was messing me up at times while I was using it. Turns out there's an issue all Gamecube controllers end up developing over time called snapback, where the stick like wiggles after being pulled back, causing inputs to be misinterpreted. I was starting to wonder how Smash's competitive scene to this day is still ongoing, considering how precise controls got to be, especially at high skill levels. I imagine it'd be pretty frustrating for all the pro players to have like controllers that can just mess them up at any time. Then I found out what FOBs are. Gonna need Google to help me with this one. There's a lot of big words. A FOB is a motherboard replacement for Gamecube controllers which feature non-wearing Hall effect sensors and advanced software calibrations to eliminate stick drift, snapback, and button degradation. Now you're probably just like me and have no idea what the hell any of that means, but basically one of the issues with your usual Gamecube controllers is the stick and buttons obviously start to wear away over time, especially the stick. The snapback comes in real fast. I mean, it's a game where you're using this stick like constantly, you know, it's the same with the buttons. So if you're planning on taking Smash seriously at a competitive level, level, as unemployed as that sounds, FOBs are essentially your go-to. They're tournament legal and made independently by people, so you need to look out for them online or possibly find sellers at a local Smash tournament events. As someone who lives in Scotland, there doesn't seem to be anyone who sells FOBs around here, so I joined one of my local Smash community event organizers Discords and asked in the public chat if anyone knew a place I can get my hands on one, which I was then suggested a website called Delfino Customs. I think they're located somewhere in England, but do ship orders more globally if I'm not mistaken. I'll put a link to their website and Twitter in the description for more information if anyone is interested. If you're from somewhere else far from the UK, it might be better having a look for other places / people closer to you selling FOB controllers, as you may be able to get cheaper shipping prices. Just make sure you do your research on where you're ordering from, since people sometimes charge absurd prices. I imagine you should only really be paying around £100 to £200 for a FOB controller. Obviously that number will be higher if you're going by dollars or whatever. Another good suggestion I can give for anyone planning to buy a Gamecube adapter is the input integrity. Somehow, another passionate fan of the Smash community named Julian Bernard on Twitter done something kind of insane by creating an adapter which performs even better than Nintendo's official Gamecube adapter. Now, I don't know if these are like tournament legal yet, as it seems pretty new to me, but I'd recommend it for practicing at home, seeing as Ultimate's online delay is already bad as it is, even with good Wi-Fi. So getting the least amount of hardware latency time out of your Switch, the better. Plus, where I live, Nintendo adapters are already hard enough to find, and they're sold for like 50 quid from what I've seen, so may as well pay around the same price anyway for one that works better. I've shared 2 links in the description, one listed as US and the other UK, so you can choose whatever area you're closest to. To be clear though, although I have been sharing everything that I believe will bring the best possible performance to your Smash gameplay, doesn't mean there's any problem with using the Pro Controller or Joy-Con. Well, actually, maybe not the Joy-Cons, but there is several top players who use their Pro Controller as it has its benefits, so you can still make it far if that's your choice. At the end of the day, these are all small changes and your skill is what matters most. I mean, I currently use Nintendo's official adapter with a good quality Gamecube controller, and one of my friends who uses the Pro Controller literally beats my ass all the time, so aside from this one time actually.
How did that not hit you?
To be honest, I don't even know.
Yeah, I actually sacrificed everything for that.
Huh?
I can't lie, mate. See, if I wanted you dead, you'd be dead already. Oh, I just hit that lightning bolt. Oh my god, somebody put that on fucking Facebook, man. I actually can't do this anymore. Why am I kid not fucking working?
Alright, I'll change character.
Nah, it's not the character that changed, it's you that's changed.
Oh, here we go.
Somewhere along the lines, like, you lost sight of yourself. You start letting people put a finger in your face and say you're not good enough. And when times got hard, you started looking for a way out. Like a big shadow.
Bro, the loss was not that bad, bro. It's just
I don't know, it's not the game that I lost, it's like my friend. You know, not even like engaging in conversation, just share a video game.
What? You didn't say anything either.
No, I was asking if you were and something, you just went, good. It's only been 2 weeks, bro. You tried to tell me in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then I'll literally ask, like, how was your 2 weeks? I was originally making this video to rant about all the stuff I had to find out on how far people go in the competitive Smash scene to keep it alive, and how much people are willing to spend on a game to present their skills by getting the best performance. But when I think about it, compared to a lot of competitive PC games, it's not that bad. Like, sure, if you have a Switch 2, you'll probably have a little bit better performance than the Switch 1, but the game is capped at 60 FPS for everyone playing. Compared to the majority of PC competitive like shooter games, for example, where you can spend insane amounts of money on a powerful computer and increase your FPS by like hundreds. And that's while not forgetting about expensive keyboards, mouses, headsets, all that sort of stuff. Like, there's so many things you can spend your money on for small advantages on PC. So when I think about it, it's really not that bad getting into like a fighting game like Smash. The reason I wanted to yap about all this though is because I've been falling in love with this game and its community. I found all the creative ways, like the FOBs and the input integrity adapter. So impressive. The talent people use to keep a series alive that they love so much is just insane. Smash Bros has been a great game to come back to and properly get into this thing. If it wasn't already obvious from the background footage, I currently main Sora as I love Kingdom Hearts games, aside from Chain of Memories. And they also just have some pretty sick combos you can learn, so that's a bonus. I also hate to admit this, but I do play Sonic sometimes. Now, I know before you say anything, when I first started playing this game, I did not know he was a overpowered, like, cringe character to play. At the time, it was just because it's just, you know, one of my other favourite characters. It's only sometimes when I'm bored, I'll hop in an online match with him. It's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. It's fun to be the bad guy sometimes. Obviously, I'm working on learning other characters. I don't just play 2, but yeah, I've not really like mastered anyone else yet. I'm hoping to play in some tournaments someday and make videos on it. So if you like Smash content and enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you didn't enjoy it, leave a like and subscribe.